Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some live commentary over some Titanfall footage. Now, as you can see, I'm looking at my burn cards before I go into the game. I have some pretty nice burn cards on action. I've got Map Hack, which essentially gives you constant UAV. It's similar to Blackbird in Call of Duty Black Ops, except you don't see the directional influence of where they're going, but it's pretty awesome. And Satellite Uplink is essentially the same as Map Hack, except it isn't all the time, but I just have both of them. So I'm pretty much guaranteed to get a gameplay. I'd be very surprised if I didn't get a fairly high score, although this is my first game, so who knows. Those are my kill records, and I thought I'd show you guys my generational challenges. Now, basically, I'm a generation 3. That means I've prestiged 2 times, and this game is sort of similar, different to Call of Duty in the way that, yes, you gain experience to level up, of course, but you actually have to complete a certain number of challenges to be able to prestige, and I've got to hit 2 more. I've got to hit the satchel charge, which means I have to go for kills with that, and I also have to get kills with the Titan primary weapon, which goes by the name of the plasma railgun. Now, I personally despise this weapon. I don't know if there's anyone out there who does well with it. I think it's pretty good against the Titans. I've actually got a ability on it which allows me to not have to charge the railgun. Essentially, the railgun works by when you zoom in, it starts charging up your railgun and you try and get it fully charged. So you have to play fairly defensive with it. It's sort of the equivalent of a sniper rifle, but on a Titan. But a attachment that I use means that I don't have to charge it, but the maximum damage will be less as a result. But I just can't stand charging that thing. I really don't like playing defensive, especially in my Titan. As I mentioned in a previous video, when I gain momentum, I want to continue that momentum, and having to switch so regularly between defensive and aggressive playstyles can get a little bit disorientating, in my opinion. But, we're going to see how we do. The second I get my first death, I'll be able to implement the Map Hack card. I honestly think, pretty much every single time I've used Map Hack, I've managed to get a gameplay through it. It's insane. It's incredibly useful, especially when you're in a Titan, because there's basically no escape from you. You can see where the pilots are even spawning, and usually where one pilot spawns, there'll be a bunch of others. That's kind of just how Call of Duty works. They're trying to spawn the opposite side from you, and you can literally pinpoint exactly where they're going to spawn. In Titanfall, you're going to see, essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and get the fastest route to the enemy players possible. That means that I can, start working towards my build time of my Titan, and I can also try and flank opponents, which is pretty much what I need to do with Shotgun. Carbine, you can kind of do something a little bit different in the fact that you're trying to gain positioning. You've got to work with your team, if you can, to gain some sort of map control, height control. I don't really care about that. That's what I like about the Shotgun. I don't really have to worry about what my team's doing. If I can get a couple of good flanks, then I'm doing good. And as you can see, I didn't get the best start to the game, so now I get to use my Map Hack card, and we'll see how it works. It is the most depressing thing when you lose the Map Hack card straight away, so hopefully that doesn't happen this time, but we're just going to see how it goes. I really enjoy this map. This map's a very old school Call of Duty-esque map. It really reminds me of a Modern Warfare 2 map, like a terminal. This could be bad. I got him. I like to do this quick scoping thing with the shotgun, I suppose, and I know you probably hear that word and you visibly cringe. But quick scoping, it's really good. You get this pinpoint accuracy with a shotgun. And I like to do work with this thing, honestly. Now I'm going to call in my Titan. I've been using the Strider Titan as of recently. Obviously, you have to finish the Titanfall campaigns to be able to acquire them, which is a little bit frustrating, to say the least. I think the Titanfall campaign is mildly tedious. It's basically just playing multiplayer, but with extended cutscenes. But the extended cutscenes lack any real character. And you're going to see the main disadvantage of this Titan weapon as of now. In the fact that it's really hard to kill pilots with. You have to be deadly accurate with it, and as a result of me live commentating, I'll probably be even worse than usual, so forgive me if you can. Usually what ends up happening is I just try and run over people, but and use my secondary abilities. I'm trying to find where he is. I'm probably going to get doomed now, because I've been super aggressive. This is kind of a problem with the shotgun gameplay as well, is if you do manage to be successfully aggressive, you usually end up getting your Titan a lot quicker than anyone else, and that can be problematic because you don't want to, you don't want to be the only one with the Titan. I've mentioned it in previous videos. It can be a really bad thing to call your Titan before anyone else is on the battlefield, but I just kind of can't resist it because, you know, it's just the destructibility of this Titan. But honestly, ever since I've gotten this plasma railgun, this prestige has not been particularly fun. There's something about this weapon. I'm not sure if I've necessarily not really mastered it yet, but I've never seen anyone else doing well against it. You know, usually it's a guaranteed kill when I see someone else trying to kill me with this weapon, and I kind of hope there'd be a bit more of a, like, you know, high skill curve, high risk, but really high reward if you manage to master it, and it just doesn't feel that way to me. Honestly, you know, the LMG, you barely have to aim, you barely have to be on target. It's got a lot of bullets, especially if you use the extended mag. You know, you can pack a hefty punch and you don't really have to be the most on target, whereas the railgun, you have to be deadly precise and you don't really get much out of it. I mean, maybe it's an anti-Titan weapon more so than anything, and maybe it's not meant to be particularly effective against pilots, but or maybe it's my connection. You know, I play on a pretty terrible connection, or maybe it's my aim. It could be anything, you know, it could be a variety of factors, but if I had to guess, I'd kind of say the weapon sucks, which is a real shame. You know, as you prestige through the generational challenges, you know, they're trying to make you use other weapons, which I'm a real big fan of. You know, I can be kind of stubborn when I play games in the fact that I find a weapon I like and I stick to it, and, you know, that definitely happened to an extent with this game, in the fact that I love the shotgun. It's my favorite thing to do. Honestly, I'm not even sure how much I would love Titanfall if it wasn't for the shotgun. I just find it so satisfying. It's visceral. It just packs such a punch, and I really like weapons like that have a lot of kick to it. But, you know, I thought it was really cool that the challenges are like, hey, you know, don't just stick to your carbine, your shotgun. Just be a little bit more adventurous and step out of your comfort zone. But to step out of your comfort zone and then try one of the Titan weapons and find out that it's basically at a severe disadvantage is really disappointing in my opinion. But, you know, you only have to use it for a short time, so first world problems for sure. But as you'll see, like, it dominates Titans, that's for sure. It does a hell of a lot of damage, especially with this attachment. You know, ever since I got this attachment, it's been a lot more satisfying. But I'll tell you guys the situation in which this railgun is really bad. It's if a pilot is rushing you from close range because you can't get your targeting on, as you can see right now. You know, you could put this down to my bad aim, but it just feels like the gun has no auto aim on it, and that's kind of a shame. I try and do this quick scoping thing with it, because you can acquire targets quite easily using that. But really, I don't know, it doesn't feel like this weapon has enough benefits to outweigh its severe disadvantages. And I'll just have to see how the meta game evolves. You know, I'd really love it if, you know, someone used it and totally proved me wrong and was like, dude, this railgun destroys. I will beat you any day of the week with my railgun. You know, I'd love that. It's just like when I look at any other game, you know, Quake had a railgun, one of the best guns in the game. Halo had a railgun. I freaking love that railgun. And honestly, I saw trailers for this game of the railgun, and I was super hyped to use it. I thought it'd be great. I'm going to try and get a satchel charge kill here, and I failed miserably. You know, I was super hyped to use the railgun because it like, you know, it looked like it was really cool when when pilots were popping out of their Titan to just kill them in midair. But a problem with this game I've noticed is that the hit detection in midair is controversial at best, honestly. It just seems like there's a lot of problems in acquiring targets when they're falling through the air. It just seems near impossible. I think the chain gun is the best at doing it because, like I said, has a lot of bullets. If you put extended mag on it, even if you miss a couple of shots, you're probably going to end up hitting them in the end. But at the end of the day, that's kind of a shame because that was one of my, like, I don't know, I just thought that looked like one of the coolest things in the trailer is killing pilots as they were falling to the ground, and it was kind of like they were just hopeless and you were putting them in a horrible position, and I really wanted to implement that to the best of my abilities. But anyway, we're on the epilogue now, so I'll try and concentrate on killing this helicopter as it comes in. They call the helicopters the goblins in this game, which I think is a rather silly name. They always have to give, you know, they always have to build their own lore. Like, they can't just call them a plane. They have to call it a pelican or a goblin or a, you know, they just have to give it some sort of special name. Which I understand, you know, it makes everything a little bit more epic and the world more realized. So I suppose I can't complain, but I'm coming up to Generation 4. I'm still having a ton of fun with this game, but I'm definitely, you know, peeling it apart to its core. I'm finding out things I don't like, things I really do like, and hopefully as I push out videos for you guys in the coming weeks, I can bring you guys up to speed. I'd like to think I've played this game a lot more than most people. and I'd like to think I'm pretty decent at it. So hopefully I can give you guys some sort of expertise. But anyway, the score in that game was 14-3, I believe. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary and the gameplay. I've been Modest Major. Thank you for watching. Peace.